Good morning. I believe it's evening for me, but I'm a day ahead, so it's best if I come to you in the evening um, for the mysteries. And because I'm a dancer, dance movement therapist, I'm just going to do something different. I'm inspired by all the posts within this community, they've been incredible. Um, so I'm going to briefly tell you a story, and then we're going to do a little bit of movement, hopefully, if you choose to do that. Um, so, how did I find my joy in dance? Well, when I was a college student in the mid 70s, um, my school offered what's called a winter term, which was the whole month of January, and I decided to just study dance for that month. And the teacher was from the Merce Cunningham Company in New York City. And I remember when she spoke about if she had for me, this was like the visitation. When she spoke about having a headache, she didn't take an aspirin. And my whole body went, what? And it was as if something on the side of me just sort of opened up to possibility. And I don't know, that was a different way of healing, different way of listening to the body, but it's a profound memory in my body. And so I studied dance that month, and I was hooked. And dance has spoken to me now for, is that about 45 years? A long time. And probably it was speaking to me supposedly when I was 4. I told my mother I did not want to be a mother. I wanted to be a ballerina. So there you go. But most 4-year-olds are um, a bit like that. So who knows? So what I find is that to find our joy, we also have to find some fun and pleasure. And one way that I find pleasure in my body is just starting to touch the body and, just give the body thanks for all it's done. And this can go on for a while, especially if you're not used to doing this. So, you may just want to hold a body part. Maybe you totally neglect your knee or something and you just want to hold it. There's many ways that we can do this quite prayerfully. We can just do a squeeze, or we can just do a touch. But there's something, especially during this COVID time, of just, most of us are probably not getting enough touch and hugs. So we can do it for ourselves. And for me personally, because one of my dance forms is contact improv, I love using the weight of the body. So I happen to have like a ball at home, and I can just get some movement going, which is also tactile, through the ball and through my body. So just starting to release just a bit of pleasure. And maybe you just, I've got lots of balls here. I could bring them all out, but I'm just going to use my big ball. You just use a ball and you can just gently roll it on the body, but just starting to feel pleasure. Our culture, and especially this whole sorrowful culture, all the scourging, we have really taken pleasure away from ourselves. Or I don't know. But anyway, part of my mission, my sensuality, is finding that pleasure again. So finding that pleasure really starts to speak to joy, really starts to open us up to treasuring ourselves. And as we start to treasure ourselves, and for me, it comes from, moving and dancing. And because Perdita was challenging me to dance the mysteries. I suppose with that little awakening of my own body, and uh, I do some live videos on my page just to spark people's curiosity and interest. Is I'm just going to do some real pleasure. And you could just do this with your finger, or your hands, or your wrist. Whatever body part feels like it can just move very pleasurably, because a lot of people have a lot of pain in their bodies. So sometimes you have to move the body part that is very pleasurable. So I'm just going to do a little bit of my joyful mysteries through dance. Just allowing my body to unfurl and unfold as she might like to do it, and spiraling through pathways is really a nice, pleasurable thing for me to do. So I'm giving you this today. Those of you who will get up in the morning in Eastern time zone or Pacific time zone, or wherever you are, because this is Chamorro. I'm on Chamorro Standard Time. So it's actually Sunday evening for me. So when you arise on Sunday morning, how can you bring some pleasure into your body? And then what brings you joy? What brings you joy? What brings you joy? And you can just do little movements with that word. What brings me joy? What brings me joy? And you might have a story or an image that comes up. So just playing with asking the question and dancing the question, what brings me joy? Can be a new pathway to access the joyful mystery, as you say, the rosary. So thank you very much, and enjoy from my live studio. Hardy har har.